Here we go again with another episode of Night Night and Laura's. Welcome back to Night Night and Laura's, everyone. I keep saying everyone as if somebody were actually listening. Whatever. Anyway, tonight we'll talk about ghosts. Or not really. More like being spiritual. Or not even that. I'm just going to tell you another story and we'll see how it develops. Although I'm not going to do it alone. In fact, I have another guest today. And here's the funny part. When I told tonight's guest what the theme was, she told me flat out that she doesn't believe in any of it. No God, no religion, no ghosts, nothing. So obviously, she's exactly who I needed for this. Because I don't want an echo chamber. I want the person who will look at me kindly and go, Laura, I love you, but girl, come on. So these are the best combos for me. And you'll see why we need her specifically, because her name is Michela. The kindest people I have ever known in my life have over and over been named Michela. Even Michelle, really. And it's happened so many times that I'm not joking. I decided years ago that if I ever had to have a daughter, I would call her Michela. That's how much that name has come to mean grace to me. Although the daughter is not in the picture, it's still a dear name to me. Here's a story about my Michelas. And then I will hand the mic to this kind one who came into my life last Christmas and has been nothing but an angel, exactly like all the others. And we'll ask her what she makes of the whole thing. Ciao Michela. Benvenuta or welcome.
Ciao Laura. Hi everybody, my name is obviously Michela and I'm here with Laura, whom I've known for a few months now. I come from the same part of Italy as Laura and I lived here in Los Angeles for way too long. Initially was meant to be here with a 2-year visa and then I must have got distracted, so here I am still now. And right now I work for corporate America, so I'm obviously living the dream.
Okay, so Miki, let me tell you about the other Michelas if you want. The first Michela was my English teacher from 2nd to 5th grade, and she's a big reason I speak English now. She made me love it. She was kind in a way that felt different from the other teachers. I felt a real connection. This little kid and this grown woman, like our souls, just recognize each other. So I did the thing I said in one of the other episodes, because as an adult, I wrote her a letter thanking her for being such an inspiration in my life. And she is one of those that actually wrote back. Of course she did. She was a Michela. And here's the piece of her I still carry every single day in my work. In my academia days, I never graded my students' papers in red. Never. Red is for wounds, I thought. I grade in light blue, purple, green, and I got that from her, the colored pens. The refusal to bleed all over someone's effort. 30 years later, and she was still with me every time I marked a page. So the second Michela is a dear friend of mine, a Jehovah's Witness. And before anyone tenses up, no, she never once tried to convert me. What she did was sit with me and help me read the Bible because she knew I was thirsty for knowledge. And being Italian and Catholic by baptism, that is inflicted on you when you were born in Italy, I never actually read it properly. She nourished me, just like my Jewish literature and culture professor in college fed me the Torah, and another friend of mine talked to me about the Quran. I just love knowing things, and I love when my friends help me with that. Also, Michela loves me like a daughter, like a little sister. She tells me I'm beautiful inside out. She's one of my biggest supporters from afar. And I need to remember this more often. I'm just gonna send her this podcast because I want her to know this. And then there's the Michela I lost. In high school, there was a Michela, a classmate, a friend, who the world would have called special. She admired me openly, sweetly. She used to say, Laura, sei grande. Laura, you're the best. And I could make her laugh like nobody else. And we talked about everything. There were stretches where she honestly felt like the only genuine supporter I had in high school. Because I had what was supposed to be my best friend back then, but she turned out to be one of the greatest wounds of my life. But that's for another episode, maybe. Anyway, Michela was the real thing. She died when she was 17, a moped accident. We were all shaken and too young to fully grasp it. Because on paper, we were all friends, the whole class. And she's been closest with a couple of other people, but I felt her deeply because she saw me like nobody. Nobody understood I'd lost something enormous that day. We dedicated I'll Be Missing You by P. Diddy to her, and the following year we were on a school trip in Austria. And at the bowling place we went to spend the night, the song started playing, and one of our classmates said, Michela's here. And he was right, because I felt her. Just like when in class, she would look back at me sitting in the back and smile just at me. And after she died, that song accompanied me for a while. I also used to dream of her. Sometimes I could sense she was there. And then at some point, she went quiet. I haven't felt her in a long time. I think she either went back to the source or decided to come back in human form again. Who knows? So for you, my skeptic dear friend, is the question. Do you think Michelas are sent to me for a reason?
Well, it could be. I'm honestly not sure, but it's nice to think so. And for full disclosure, I had to admit that there are a few special Lauras or Lauras in my life. For instance, two good friends from university, a therapist who helped me during a difficult time, or a special American friend, and now you. I remember when I met you, I felt your special energy, and there was something about you that made me feel you were quite unique. So why not?
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Because whether the Michelas are a message from the universe or just a name that happened to keep landing on kind people, I notice it, and I've come to think the noticing is the whole thing. Paying attention to the grace that keeps showing up in your life and giving it a name and saying thank you to it. I guess that's my spirituality in a way. And I don't know why I give names such a big importance. Like in your name, there's a story already. Because every Michela taught me something. The teacher gave me English and the colored pens. The one who had fed my mind gave me knowledge and the feeling of being seen. The one I lost gave me friendship I still can't fully explain. And you showed up last Christmas, so kind like all the others, almost angel-like, and you immediately tried to help me. And you're still doing it with everything that I'm going through right now. So first of all, thank you. And let me say it, this is so graceful. Do you think our names hide some extra meaning to who we are?
Well, thank you for your nice words. That was lovely to hear. And to your question, well, technically speaking, I do think the names have a meaning according to their etymology. Sometimes the meaning is religious, sometimes it's cultural, or something else. I also think that we do like to associate a meaning to a name that reflects our hopes and values, or at least those of our parents. And eventually, unconsciously, we might end up living the destiny of our name. Having said that, my name, Michela, means who is like God. And while that's flattering, I'm not considering myself a goddess, or maybe I should after all. So.
You should. You should consider
So that was a non-answer. It was a very skeptical answer, but it leaves room for interpretation.
Food for thoughts, yeah.
For sure. Further discussions.
Well, in my case, I do have interest in numerology, and I think maybe that's what always leads me to think there's more behind every little thing around us, whether we see it or not. Now that I think about it, even a student of mine, her name was Michelle, and she was the sweetest. She wrote me notes and sent me gifts, and we had some sort of connection. And even the first Airbnb host that I had when I moved to LA, her name was Michelle too. So all nice and kind people, really. So there must be something in the name.
Well, obviously. Well, I remember my piano teacher was called Michela, and she was lovely and very wise, so maybe there's some truth to that. Anyway, I do like numerology and still do, maybe because I do like the poetry of numbers, which is what I tell people I do, being a statistician.
Oh.
And by the way, my number is 3, whatever that means.
Oh, okay. Mine is 23.
Okay.
Or 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice to hear. Okay. Well, what an amazing conversation tonight, Miki. Grazie mille. Thank you very much. I'm just going to leave it at that and gracefully thank you and all the Michelas out there with a little extra love to those in my life, you included.
Oh.
And from Night Night Aloras is once again everything for now. And at the right time, those you've lost may come back to say hi and let you know they're still with you. Who knows? Buonanotte.
Buonanotte.